But to those that spoff cocky, it was spoff crooked, that doing the same things that always was, understand this. If the military put poison on me, this guy who started off with the Bible run teenage Genesis Radio session, it didn't really have the effect you thought it would. Because y'all signed up for a fight in a boxing club with a nigga that was already doing what he should. And so, if you fight according to the flesh, it leads to death. And this is something I already was doing before I got to this point in the set. And so anybody that understand this, that if God was the one he is or the ruler there, first thing he have to understand is I won according to his rules. I won according to the Bible. I won according to the streets. I won according to the law. I won according to the government. I won according to earth. And I won according to heaven. And I won according to hell. Either way, in every which way dimension. But if they forget, if they know I existed, they can't forget it. And they'll always remember. And that's the ascension of my tree, as Soko put. Because not one person that put their hands on me with this afterlife prison sentence judo, that the police was ministering illegally and unconstitutionally in plain sight, and the American people also laughed at my grief and my merriment and my mournement, or merriment in the opposite way, these people were never the ones eligible to go into heaven in the first place. From the prisoners to the civilians. And the only thing I am is a messenger, like I used to say when I first started creating this shit in the first place. Forgive my language, yo's. But now the war is taking a turn like some shit I never believed ever was possible. At first, it was only Bible stuff, and now it's something totally different. So from what I could understand as being righteous and sinners with holes, not one of y'all brothers or sisters, men, women, whoever you are anything that's related to the sepulchre of Orion. Not one of you ever can be the one chosen for it. But if you was, then man told you was, and you believed it through your perspective, and you kept it forever. Which don't mean shit if you there. But if I'm here, and I got a curse in order to get understanding, I'm not the one that could tell you. And I played games with it, but I didn't play games for it. All I did was make rap songs and rap lyrics. But if I ever had to be due for hell judgment, it's not a problem. Because these beasts, demons, or whatever they know are already fallen, defeated before I got here in 1994. The only thing they could do is block the truth. And from 1994 all the way to 2023, they said the things they wanted to say and did what they should, but not one of them ever laid a scratch on Dexter Ray Jr. And real talk, not a scratch. For the simple fact, if they did, they would have died. And that's something they knew secretly. But all jokes aside, I was the one chosen for the hidden honor. But I was the one that won everything else about it before they got a chance for the Glenny Gather. And that's pretty much my life story, a testament of the Lamb Solomon all lined up. Because if there was a person who was the Lamb of God, he would not in any way have the approval of women, no matter what. So if a person was the Lamb of God, he would not have friends, nor would he be in the congregation of the Guinea. So I'm making this recording for my own last desperate spraying for righteousness' sake. For anybody that said this was so funny what happened to him, let's see what he had to say. And this is what I said right here in response to all the things that just happened on this fateful evil day. Because this day has been the most evil in my literary ministry career. Because now I'm cursed, but I never did at first. And I never cursed or said a thing, but now it's to the point where I could and stay righteous. And so I am righteous, and I do. But these people could do things in the afterlife that I never thought was possible in my life because I couldn't see. And then they put, and the thing is, I prayed so much to God every time during this lifetime. Because 1994 to 2023 is the only lifetime I ever had or vouched for. Because that one was the only one that mattered now, this time in history in general. So if there was another one before or whatever, it does not count or have anything to do with me here and forever, and, in the future tomorrow. But if these people find these facts out, it was just for the entertainment of the government. And so if I did have other lifetimes, it was for entertainment of the government, not for the deprivation of my royalty or the bribery of it in heaven in any which way. But if it happened, then that's to the endorsement of those who were responsible, not to me. Because if I had life eternal, it meant more to me than it did to those who already were in heaven or those who already was still in some of heaven and staying in the earth. But yeah, and to make a long story short, I am the one here and nobody else cared. But in order to keep the attention of prisoners and people who the police let target or torture somebody in the afterlife unnaturally, then they are all punished under the simple call of David. And that's something they should know and understand. Well, I'm nobody, and I said that. I was just a civilian, and I said that. I did nothing wrong. I said that. If these people understood why I said it, then they would have stopped torturing me. But they never did. And so all my testimony and the story that I put all on the internet for 8 years, it consummated to this point right here. This is the end stand for me, for the simple fact I can't go up, down, back, forward, or anywhere else. So I must go to heaven. Now, if I can't, then I win. But if they do it, then they live. But I am not in fear of terror for real. But these people who watching this situation are. And so when they see me, they know they being hoarded on my wife radios. And they being seen as something else that I am not the one chosen for. And so even though I'm in terror and I'm going through things that I can't control, I do not subject myself to the beast, which is what all these people are. And so I am still the one chosen and righteous and lightly and holy. But if a person went through this, they wouldn't be at their best. And I am not at my best in any which way. And I am not afraid to admit that. But I am eligible for the things that were deserved to every person, universally, naturally, and righteously. But if I can't be, then I still won. I just didn't know I was chosen out for something since I was born. And it was not something that God said in the Bible could happen to a man. And that's all it was. God bless all Chirajes. And Dexter Ray Jr. is the one here. And he is fine like Rojo. So don't underestimate nothing. But know that mankind in the flesh cannot compete or fight with a spiritual creature in any which way.